Would you like to learn one tip that might actually help you when you're being questioned during a deposition in a medical malpractice case? If you do, come join me on this walk through the neighborhood as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. Okay, so let's say you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he was careless, causing you significant harm and injury. And your doctor, of course, denies all of your allegations. Okay, so now during the course of your lawsuit, the attorney who represents the doctor whom you have sued will have a chance to question you. That's known as a deposition. It's really a question and answer session that's given under oath and takes place in our office, really in our conference room. Well, who's there in the conference room? Well, I am there as your attorney. The defense lawyer will be there to question you, but there's no judge there and there's no jury there. But instead, there is a court stenographer there. We also call them court reporters. A court stenographer there to go ahead and record all of the questions you are being asked and all of the answers that you give. And you should know something really important. The answers that you give to these questions carry the same exact weight as if you are testifying at the time of trial. So even though you're not in court and there's no judge and there's no jury there, the answers that you give carry the same exact weight as if you are testifying in front of a jury, in front of a judge at the time of trial. So now, some people think, okay, I can do this. It's simply a question and answer session. It's like having a great conversation. So the attorney's sitting across from you, and now he goes ahead and asks you questions, and you go ahead and rapid fire answer them, thinking that the quicker that you answer these questions, the sooner you'll get out of there and finish up. Well, no, that's not how it works. The great big tip that I want to share with you today, if you happen to be in this situation or are contemplating bringing a lawsuit, and now you're wondering what happens during the lawsuit process, the key tip here is take your time answering the questions. Now, why do I say that? I say that because there will be many instances where you will already know exactly what it is that the defense attorney is going to ask you as he begins the question. You will already get a sense of where he's going with this question, and you will go ahead and automatically try and cut him off as if you're having a conversation with somebody and try and interject the answer in the meantime. Well, I have to tell you something. That is not ideal. Instead, what is ideal is for you to take a few extra moments to think about your answer before going ahead and actually answering it. Now, here's something interesting. When you are at trial and you are on the witness stand and you are asked questions, what do you think the jury would be thinking if your attorney asked you a question and you sit there in front of the jury for a solid minute, silent, trying to come up with the answer? They may think you're trying to hide something, right? They may think that you don't know the answer and you're trying to make something up. If you sit there reflectively saying, right? Because now they're looking at you and they're wondering, why is it taking so long for you to answer the question? Now, think about this. At a deposition, there is no jury there. There's nobody to sit and watch how long it takes you to answer your question. And after your deposition is over, the court stenographer goes ahead and actually transcribes all of the questions that you are asked and all of the answers that you gave. And now we get a booklet about all of the questions and answers that were given, right? So that booklet, reading it, simply says question, answer, question, answer. Now, it doesn't tell us how long it took you to answer that question. So now if you're asked a question and you don't immediately know the answer to the question, you could, in the deposition, actually sit there for 30 seconds going like this, trying to think of the answer. Now I know the answer, and then go ahead and tell him. Nobody reading that transcript will actually know how long it took you to answer that question. But I will say that this tip could backfire on you if you take this too literally. What do I mean? I mean, if you go ahead and now you're asked a simple question such as, hey, Mrs. Jones, where did you live before living at this address? And now for 2 minutes, you are silent, looking around the room as if you are contemplating giving the answer, as if that's such a difficult question to answer, right? If you really take 2 minutes to answer such a question, the defense attorney is going to wonder, why is it taking you so long? Is there a problem with your cognition and understanding the questions that are being asked? Do you have a problem processing the answers and getting the words out so that now the attorney can understand it? That may backfire on you because now, after your question and answer session is done, the defense attorney goes back, writes up a report, sends it to the insurance company, and now that report will contain information about your antics and I say that correctly, that your antics, that you're really playing a game, that you know exactly what's going on, and instead you decided to play around because you've been prepped to take your time to answer the questions. Whether that means taking 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 30 seconds to answer a simple question, the attorney will report back and say, hey, look, Mrs. Jones is playing a game. She knows how this is done. Now, she's just trying to delay things. She's trying to screw us around. Guess what? We're not going to pay her any money because she thinks this is a game and she's not being totally honest with us. That could happen and it could backfire on you. So that's why I say you have to be careful when choosing to go ahead and take your time to answer these questions. You can do it thoughtfully and say, okay, let me think about it. And instead of answering immediately, you take 10 seconds to answer the question. You take 2 minutes to answer a question, both your attorney and the defense attorney are going to think something is definitely wrong and wonder, what's going on here? Why is it taking you so long to answer a question? So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you a sense of what really happens in these medical malpractice cases, these accident cases, and these wrongful death cases in New York. You know, I realize you're likely watching this video because you wanted to join me on this walk through the neighborhood and see this beautiful scenery. Now, I realize you're likely watching it because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you have not yet started a lawsuit, but are thinking of doing so, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.